Yeah, and I disagree with that. We've always put huge emphasis on South Carolina. It's just when you win the game, it's an easy thing to say, oh, well, they emphasized the game more this year. That's baloney.
I'm just going about what you said.
No, we did not make it more emphasis. The only thing that changed with South Carolina was there was a clock put in a meeting room by the coaches, and it wasn't to sit and talk about that game every day. It was just a reminder that, hey, that game is out there. We didn't prepare any differently. Practice plan wasn't any different. We didn't. There was really no change from that standpoint. So it wasn't a weekly meeting. We just played better. We played better. We earned the win, and the ones before they earned it. Simple as that.
Yeah, but you guys have been very aggressive non-conference scheduling. How much of that is your personal philosophy about playing the best, or your athletic director being on the playoff committee and saying, here's what we got to do?
Yeah, well, these schedules have been set prior to when Dan got there. But Terry Don and I, we met when I first got the job in '09, and that's one of the things that I really believed in. In '09, we had a certain perception of our program, and we had a certain perception of our conference at that time. And for me, you're not going to change that if you don't play people. And it's not that you're going to win all of them, but you got to win your share. And 6 years later, we've been able to change that perception for one reason. We've played people and we've won. We've won some big games against non-conference opponents, and I think we have our formula is we're going to play our 8 conference games. We obviously know we're going to play South Carolina every year. We want one other, national brand, if you will, and that's kind of what we've been doing. So it's served us well, but more importantly, it's helped us develop the mentality that you have to have in your program. Guys have to learn how to compete. They have to learn how to win. They have to be exposed to the best. And we've been able to do that with our guys over the last 6 years. They've seen, and then all of a sudden you build this confidence in your program. So when you can win games against those national brands, the LSU, the Ohio States, Ohio State was 24-1 when we played them coming into that game. The Oklahomas, who was the preseason favorite to win the national championship last year. When you win those type of games, it just builds a confidence within your culture, and then slowly creates a different perception for your brand nationally and your conference. And so, I think that's probably the biggest thing. 6 years later, 6 years ago it was just, let's shut your mouth and go to work and let's see if we can win some ball games. But now we're at a point where I think that our guys feel like that, hey, we're one of the better programs in the country, and we want to stay there. We want to be consistent in that, because if we can, then hopefully we can put that special year together where we get a break or two, and we get it done.
Brandon comes in as the QB's.
Do you feel like because of the perception of the ACC, it's one of those things where this league, maybe more than the other Power Fives, need to be in that playoff every single season because of the way people view the conference?
I don't know how people view the conference. I know how our opponents view the conference. I know how. I think as a conference, I think we're like 6-1 or something in the BCS games and college football playoff games over the last however many years, and you look at the draft picks that we've had. I mean, to me, this conference is a very complete, the most complete conference in college football. When you look at the holistic side of it, winning on the field, draft picks, APRs, graduation rates, all those type of things, the whole package. I think our program doesn't take a backseat. Our conference doesn't take a backseat to anyone out there. So I think 6 years ago, we as a conference, we were kind of in a spot, at least when I first came in the league, that we were kind of getting beat up a little bit because we weren't winning some of those games. You know, we weren't winning. But all you gotta do is look at what's happened and the results on the field, and that has changed. I think this conference is as good as there is in the country. I'm not gonna sit here and argue about this and that, but this conference is can stack up with anybody, and I think that will prove out as we continue to move forward.